Worldwide Entertainment TV, and we got Christou Da Keeng with us here today.
Yo,
Introduce
yo, what's happening?
to our audience and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, my name is Christou Da Keeng. I'm from South Carolina, USA. Um, from a small town in South Carolina called Minetta. So, I came from out of there and just expanded from there. But I sing R&B, I do hip hop, I'm a producer, and I publish my own music. So I have a publishing company.
Okay. So, what is the music like in your area, and who are the legends there?
Um, So legendarily, I would be one of them. I have a song called "Fly Away" with a guy named Kenny Kane that's been playing on the radio since like the radio and the clubs and events since like 2009.
Yeah,
So I would be in the category of one of them. But we also have Little Rule who was signed to Def Jam. We have Boss G who was on his way to being signed. There's Nick Grant, that he tours a lot with Lauryn Hill.
yeah,
You have Rennie Rucci, who's on Love and Hip Hop. Her and Black Zach, they're on Love and Hip Hop. So that's some exposure for us right now in South Carolina. But we got a lot going on, man. We had the TV show, The Tiger King. We had some of that,
yeah.
based out of here too. So it's a little bit of everything that goes on in South Carolina, man.
An entertainment there, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. On Worldwide Entertainment TV, we cover different regions such as Toronto. What do you know about Toronto rappers and the scene in Toronto, if you know of it at all? With its
Um, I know the popular. I know Tory Lanez and Drake.
really,
Uh, so I know they came from that area, and I hear Toronto is really popping. So I definitely want to go. I haven't been there, but I
yeah,
have had my music videos played in Toronto. So shout out to Canada as a whole. Period.
yeah. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef and the upcoming Super Bowl? You think he's gonna
Um,
play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl too?
oh, most definitely, most definitely. I think that song in itself is just a machine on its own, and it's been played around the world, in different venues. So, I wouldn't be mad if he didn't capitalize on that opportunity. I don't think Drake will be mad either. I know he has his things that he's trying to expose or whatever,
Yeah,
feeling like it's not fair, but at the end of the day, this is all sport in a sense,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I congratulate both of them for being good sportsmen.
Okay. So, how would you describe your music to someone who hasn't heard it before?
So to me, if you never heard me, you hear a lot of melodies, a lot of harmonies.
Yeah.
I have a church background, so I grew up singing in church since I was 3. And
Okay.
outside of that, my mom had me listening to a lot of the old school music like Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
So you'll hear some of that influence in my music, but I'm very diverse. So, because I rap, I sing, and I play drums, and I play keys by ear a little bit. But
Yeah.
those musical influences, man, it just I've been in a lot of different musical arenas. My engineer is Nigerian. So even in pop music, I've tried to encompass some of the Afro beats and things of that sound.
Yeah. Okay. So, what what is the difference between singing and rapping while you're in the studio?
The time it takes, definitely the time it takes.
Yeah.
For me, laying down a rap song, some bars, it'll only take me a little bit less than an hour. But putting together a whole song with different melodies, backgrounds, just the schematics of how you want the mood to be. So like, let's say I want a sexy mood, then I'm a do probably like 8 takes just to see which one sounds the best, that
Yeah.
I'm not too aggressive, so it might take like 2 to 3 hours for a song, where I'm singing versus where I'm rapping. Or, we might split it up and then I'll come in and do the rap part some days and then come back the other days and do the singing parts.
Okay. So who do you believe would be a good mesh for you as a collaboration and why?
Definitely Rihanna.
Yeah.
I feel like our voices, her and Doja Cat. Doja Cat and me have similar styles. So I feel like I'd be the male Doja Cat to people who don't know me. You know what I mean? Like that probably would be the closest person I'd say, like, style wise to me. I have some songs I do in auto tune, so you might hear some T-Pain influences or some Lil
Yeah.
Wayne influences, but definitely Doja Cat or Rihanna. I would love to do work with.
Okay. So you said that your mom made you listen to a lot of old school music. How would you describe the old school music compared to how the music is now?
The feeling,
The
the
feeling.
feeling you have when you hear it, like we still listen to old school music at Christmas time, like the Temptations Merry Christmas song that
Yeah.
plays every year. And it's a feeling you get from the soul and the effort they put into, making this music. It was a lot harder to record then. You couldn't like do takes over and over again like you can now. So you had to get it right the first time almost, or we have to scrap this, then we do it over again, but everybody has to get it right. And then in those times, you also had the musicians sometimes in the studio with the artists, so everybody could mesh well, and then that feeling translates into the vinyls or the records that you're getting.
Yeah.
Now it's more computerized. Not to say that there's not soul in music. Like I think that's what makes Kendrick Lamar stand out is
Yeah.
that he puts a lot of feeling and girth and thought and process into his music. And he does storytelling at the same time. So that helps bring that feeling of being in the moment with him, and he's a good purveyor of that. Him and J. Cole are good purveyors of just bringing the moment to the music so that the audience can really feel it.
Okay. So who do you say is top five all time for just being artists? If you mix both old school and new school.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give, my number one is Michael Jackson. Like I just
Yeah.
don't think like I had a goal when I made my name Christou. It has Christ in it, right? So
Yeah.
my goal was like it doesn't matter what religion you are, even if you're Muslim, if you're Buddhist, it doesn't matter what religion you are, everybody still knows who Christ is.
Yeah.
And same thing with Michael Jackson, like he's number two up there, you know what I mean? So it's like
He's
the
known all over. Yeah, he's known.
yeah. So it's like with Michael Jackson, I feel like you can't top that. A close number two to Michael Jackson today, maybe Beyonce. Beyonce has grown a wide fan base, and she's made iconic dance moves and videos that help bring a large fandom to her. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Beyonce as number two. I'm gonna put Beyonce as number two just because of just not only good singing talent, but just like Michael Jackson, she was groomed as a child to be in this,
Yeah.
and so they were put around all the right people to make them who they are now, or who they
Billboard,
are today.
no, Billboard named her pop star of the century for this century. So,
Oh wow,
mm,
wow. That I mean makes sense though. It
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Number three would be for me Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye definitely has a great influence in my life of music. But
yeah,
also just like his vocal control, like he could just sit back and sing and sit like this and just like, ooh, baby,
yeah.
I need you, darling. You know what I mean? So it's like
Are you
his
talking about that?
effortlessness.
Are you talking about that studio footage when he's singing lying down on the couch?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that's the one people
I
talk.
mean, for me to lay down and sing, I'm not
I
gonna do
know.
that effortlessly. Like,
I
it's not
know.
gonna be that effortless. So him, that would be number three. You said five. Four for me would be Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder definitely. He's the youngest person to win a Grammy, or in history, he was the
Yeah.
youngest person to win a Grammy at 16. Like
Yeah, they
he's
have him as a genius. Yeah, they have him.
yeah, he's a genius, man. He's a genius of music, and his vocal ability is, almost unparalleled. Just the range and a lot of that. So Stevie Wonder would be number four, and I only got one more person. Um, Jeez Louise, it's tough because the three people I'm thinking about are all women. Um, and it would be out of Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, or Lauryn Hill. And this is just my top five. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's a
yeah,
lot of people I could put there. Aerosmith, if I want to switch genres, Aerosmith is in my top. Linkin Park when it comes to rock.
yeah.
Uh, so like that fifth spot is a hard spot to fill, but I would like to fill that myself for myself. So I'll just say
Okay.
that.
We spoke Michael just now. He has a biopic coming out later in the year. What are your thoughts about him finally getting his own biopic?
um, I hope it's done right.
Yeah,
I hope it's done right. That's my biggest thing. A lot of times, we anticipate a well put together production, and sometimes people drop the ball with that. So I just hope it's done well, and nothing to slander or make anybody look bad beyond the truth. I'm a strong believer in truth. So,
yeah.
whatever the truth is, as long as it's there, I'm fine with that too.
Well, they said it was supposed to drop around Easter time, but they moved it to later in the year because they believe Jafar put on such a good performance that he could probably get an Oscar for it. So that's a good
Oh
sign.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why they moved it to later in the year.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So if someone had to play you in your biopic, which actor would you choose and why?
Mm, that's a good question. I've never been asked that before. Um, and I mean, I have a lot of stories. Like, I've
Yeah.
experienced a lot. So, uh, I never thought about that. I don't know. You know what? He's growing up. The young guy that plays Will Smith in
Oh, the reboot.
the Bel Air, yeah, the reboot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Actually,
pretty good. He's coming into himself.
actually, visually, yeah, I could see him being you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
why you
yeah.
chose?
That I mean, that's me and my wife was like finishing it up.
Yeah,
Whenever I can get a chance to sit down with her and watch TV, so
yeah, that was
we
a
were
pretty good
finishing up.
reboot too. That's a pretty good reboot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was. It definitely is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think he'd be a good candidate.
Yeah,
I'd have to have somebody real young to play the young me, but um, all the people I'm thinking of have grown up, so I really don't even know that part. But I think getting up to the age of me growing and learning more about the music industry and navigating my way around, I think he would be good candidate for playing the pivotal parts of my life.
yeah. So what would you say would be a crazy story that you would have in your biopic from your life?
Um, man, honestly, this the story about um like the years before I hit the radio here and
Yeah,
then the years after. A lot happened. Like my daughter is almost the same age as that song.
yeah,
So and she's 14 now. So, just uh that point of my life was very pivotal. it transformed me from a boy to a man and what I even expected from myself,
Yeah.
so um I would say that, a lot of people have these ideas about, oh, when I hit the radio, I'm gonna do this, or
Yeah.
and things hit you real fast. So, I would just say, at that point in time for me, that was a big change to where I had to reevaluate how I did things. But thankfully, because like I'm at a point now to where I own myself as an artist. So,
Yeah.
if there was any partnerships to come about with the record label, it would be a decent, a decent deal just because, of all the things I've put in place over
Yeah.
the years as time progressed.
Yeah.
So,
You made your
yes,
brand.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's one of the things I could probably say on camera. Like it's a lot of crazy things that people try
Yeah.
to rob me at one point. I've been around shootouts. I've been in, like
Yeah.
I'm a very well spoken and well mannered guy, and I have a high pitched voice, but I'm 38, so
Yeah.
well I'm 37. I'll be 38 this year, and so for me, a lot I've experienced that, a lot of people normally wouldn't experience on a daily basis. So, I would say that, coming from a small town, going into different neighborhoods and different areas, all over the East Coast and, even Midwest, to where it could have been a different situation. I mean, even in Puerto Rico, I was the only one of our friends that spoke Spanish. So, I helped us navigate that, that whole experience and that
Bilingual.
whole trip. Yeah, and we were not in the tourist friendly areas. We were not in San Juan. We you know we're in old San Juan a little bit, and then we were in the mountain areas, but
Yeah.
it was cool, you know what I mean? So, you know, I've had many experiences, but I think the most pivotal that would be in the movie, for sure, would be just the point of me hitting the radio for the first time with a song that just played and played and played. Because I had like 12 songs before that
Yeah.
actually were played on the radio, but that was the one that stuck and created the legacy I have here in South Carolina and in the Southeast.
Yeah. So it's a new year and you have a new project. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, man. So what I'm doing this year, I am dropping a single every month. I in January we just dropped Stay in They Head. Good gracious, I can't talk. Stay in Their Head is the single I got, man. It's just basically just like oozing confidence. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just telling people to, like, no matter what they say, people always say, oh, well, they said that or they told me this, so just, no matter what they say, just maintain your ultimate confidence. Like all my music got a real message. But
Yeah.
next month I'll be dropping a song called Aquaman, and you're the first for me to say this out loud. So, this platform I appreciate you for, so that I can announce this. But
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day, I'm dropping a song called Aquaman. It's a real sexy joint. It's a little bit of class but style, and I think all of the ladies will love it. You know what I mean? Like it's just a feel good song.
Okay. So,
Yeah, but I'll be dropping songs every month from here to the end of 2025, and then I'll put out an album after that.
okay. Will you be doing any live performances or visuals for the songs?
I definitely be doing visuals, not for all the songs,
Yeah.
but I'll be doing visuals for a select few of the songs. Live performances, I have one coming up the same day, February 14th,
Yeah.
in my hometown, Manetta, South Carolina. But you can catch me all around South Carolina, man. I have shows lined up, and most of that is on my Instagram. Wherever you follow me on, Instagram is where I usually keep everything up to date, like the fastest. So, yes,
Oh.
sir.
So what's your Instagram handle for everyone to know?
It's at Christou Da Keeng. My name is spelled Christ Oudakeeng. So Christou, Christoudakeeng.
Oh,
Dakeeng. Yep.
So is there anything else you'd like the viewers to know about you?
I'm just an all around cool man, man. I love having a good time. So you're gonna see more of content coming from me soon, on all my social media platforms, my YouTube. Videos will be dropping soon. I have a freestyle video coming up. That's something I'm sneaking up on everybody, but just stay on the lookout, man. I'm always doing something great, man. And then if you don't know me and you just saw me for the first time, man, go check out all my old videos. A recent drop, Twerkathon, got 40,000 views on YouTube, over 40,000 views on YouTube. So y'all go check that out. I was in a YouTube film called Money, Power, and Fame. You can go look that up, man. That got over 2 million views. So y'all just go ahead and check me out, man, and see what I got going on. But I definitely got more in the way. Like it's just the beginning.